mediums at the end, they're going to struggle. And we are going, it's 5 red lights, there's no formation lap, and we are way for the start of this race here in Division 2. We've got an absolutely dog shit camera angle, but we are away. Carito holds P1 off the start, and we go 3 wide between Vapid, Liam and Owen, and Vapid's got himself up into P2. That's a brilliant start there from the Alpine driver on those medium tyres, making them work. We've also got Scar. Scar's now into second. There's somebody off in the back. That's Sotia Clock. There's a yellow flag. Clock is off. Might have had a collision with Legend, who's down 5 as well after starting 14th. They're all jostling for position behind those. Scar ahead of Owen, now in second and third. Vapid down to 4th somehow after being second in Owen's round. Owen is right round. You spin me right round, Owen, and he is gone. So, Owen, that is not a brilliant start there. Whoever said How 1-2,
oh,
you had a howler there, mate. And Lembao is out. We've already had, look at that. We got a safety car already. We've lasted about 30 seconds. A safety car's come out. Lembao is out, and the other Alfa Romeo Clock is plumb last. Not a good start. Those top 3 are going to be absolutely mega fuming, James, because look at the gap they had already. 2 seconds to Liam was the gap.
It was just blown away. I was actually in a perfect position to see that instant. It all came about from Drastic Blaze, who absolutely launched it into turn 4, almost hit the back of his teammate Sudner, lost a couple of places as a result of that, and then was going side by side with Lembao and the Alfa Romeo. Blaze out of turn 8 just got on the power a bit too early. As he was trying to catch the car and correct it, there was a slight bit of contact made with the Alfa Romeo of Lembao, and that was enough to send him careering into the wall. Unfortunately, that front right side just popped straight off, and he was out of the race. But
we got Baggy. He summed it up. It's been a disaster for Haas. Beast hasn't had a bad start. He's up 3, but Owen, he went spinning around at turn 7, doing his best Kylie impression, I think. He was straight off. He's pitting along with Legend, Mash and Quirty. So we've got 4 cars in the pits. Dorsey as well. He's loving it. He's just reminiscing on good times, I think. Div 2, it wouldn't be Div 2 without a safety car. You know, for anyone that's new, anyone that's never watched an SLR race before, this is Division 2. This is what they do. This is what they do. They bring out the safety cars. They have the chaotic, fun races that we love to watch. You know, never mind bloody McEwen where you've just got a sweaty train the whole time that no one really cares to watch. This is where the action is, guys. And I'm saying that as someone who drives in that division. I don't care. I don't want to be sitting in a puddle of sweat trying to win a race. I want to be throwing one up the inside of someone from 300 metres back. Just bringing a safety car out every 2 laps. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. That is what we're here for. Legend's gone onto the softs. So he's going for a bit of a ballsy strategy here. He's wanting to make up some places, I think, on this restart. He's on the hards, you say?
No, pit again for the hards.
Pit again for the hards?
Get
hards to the end? Do you reckon they could make it?
Tyre out of the way. I don't know if they can make it, but you know, chances are there'll probably be another safety car.
Maxwell's giving Lembao his welcome to the Division 2 talk. I'm not sure he'll necessarily be wanting to hear it though.
No, you got a feel from there, because to be honest, there wasn't really anything anyone could do about that. I mean, it was a mistake from Blaze with the traction, but the contact obviously wasn't intentional at all, and just one of those unfortunate first lap collisions that I don't think there's a lot as the stewards can do, and really not a lot of the drivers can do.
We're the stewards. I forgot about that as well. Yeah, I was wondering what you were on about earlier with that blocking quality. Yeah, we could have just slapped that penalty out right then, given him a grid drop to Chicken Rosary. Nah, in all seriousness though.
Oh, we've got a couple of pitters again.
Let's try and keep it a bit cleaner, guys. I don't want that much work to do. Yeah, we got Owen then back in the pits and Legend. What tyres are they going to go on to? It's looking like hards for Legend and mediums for Owen.
I'm listening.
Who's listening?
I'll tell you what, Harry. Legend started on the medium.
Who's listening?
So
Legend. So
already.
Could Legend go to the end? Probably not.
Laps? No, I reckon.
But at the same time, why did he pit for softs? Laps. Because if he had a fresh set of softs, why did he not save them if he was going on to the hards?
That's the strategy the game gave him, and he didn't change it.
Right.
That's just what I suggested.
Right.
But he's not lost anything from that. He's in the same position he was, and you know his hard, but at
Speaking
least
of,
going to be a lap pressure.
let's have a look at if I can find it. Position change. Here we go. So Carito stayed where he was. He got a good start considering he is on the hard compound tyres. We've got Scar. He's on hards as well, but he had a fantastic start. Up 4 positions. Vapid had a good start. He was into second momentarily. Something happened to him on the exit of turn 2 that we missed because the camera angles were absolutely shocking. He is still at 1, but he lost that Scar, which he might be a bit annoyed about, considering he's now got to get past 2 hard compound runners as opposed to just the 1, which probably would have been a bit easier to do. Liam is down 2, but he's on the hards, so could be worse. He's in 4th. Beast up 3. He's had a very good start. He's also on the hard, so that's a great start from Beast. Egg Fryer down 1, but on the hard. So again, not really losing out too much. JMC up 3. Southerner down 1. Hayes up 2 as well. Hayes had a good start. Blaze down only the 1, but had that incident with Lembao that, well, or he was sort of the catalyst in all the chaos behind. Chicken Rosary up 8 in the AlphaTauri, so that's a good start for him as the safety car is coming in this lap. So we'll go on board with Scar to watch when Carito makes the jump, and I'll give it to you, James, to take this restart as he's gone
Now. He's got a good start there, but Scar and Vapid right behind. Vapid might look to make a move here down into turn 1, although he's turned that battery off quite early. He thinks about a move down the inside, but decides better of it. The wise decision there from the Alpine driver. We've got a bit of action behind. Sudden is looking to get the jump on JMC, but nothing going there for the McLaren man. And now they're all just going to settle back in.
Well, we've got to move in front. James Beast down the inside of Liam. Let's try and get it. Beast down the inside of Liam then. He's got it. Liam gave him plenty of room, and Beast just went down the inside. So thank you very much to Liam. I'll be taking 4th place off of you. So Beast making a lot of progress. It's a good start from the Haas driver. He's now up into 4th place. We've got Hayes off in the background. So there's one kind of jinx out of the way. Hayes has gone off then. Got someone, that's an Aston Martin down the inside. That's Zach. Zach's up 6. I told you Zach was going to get some points, James. He's up 6 on those medium compound tyres. He's trying to make use of those at the start of this race. Had a little look there at Hayes, but couldn't quite get the move. Big Bag only a couple of attempts down, and Drastic Blazers just had a little half spin and now came back onto the track, or kind of caught the car and came back towards the racing line just in front of Hayes there. Hayes did very well to avoid that. But yeah, Blaze was still on the track, so not really a dangerous rejoin. Just more of a trying to hold the car as Zach. Let's get to him. Zach having a look down the inside of Blaze after that mistake, and he's just absolutely eaten the curb, and now he's eaten his rear tyres on the traction and spun into his own teammate. Kislesko with damage. Clock as well, I think, might have picked up some damage there, and he now goes into the pits.
Yeah, some more.
Qwerty and Mash as well have had an incident, James.
Yeah, I was going to say Qwerty and Mash. There must have been something happening on that restart there, because both those guys have had to pit.
We got Golden Egg Fryer and Liam having a little look there.
Now, apparently, suggested by Sam, who I believe is engineering for Haas. So that'll be one to look out for.
Liam just having to go defensive there against Egg Fryer, who was all over the back of the Red Bull on the run to turn 4, but Liam managing to defend it for now. But Liam's really struggling for pace at the moment, James.
Yeah, he certainly is. I don't know if he's struggled to get those hard tyres up to temperature or what here, but yeah, the Red Bull driver really seems to be lacking some confidence out there, and he's got Egg Fry now all over the back of him, who I reckon, Harry, could be a bit of a dark horse for the championship. I think Golden Egg Fry looked very quick in some of the test races that we did, especially around the likes of Qatar. And I think after kind of being in the sort of mid-pack for the last couple of seasons in Div 2, I think he'll be looking to take a few steps on this season.
Yeah, we've got Hayes and Rosary, James, sorry. Battling.
Through turn 13.
Hayes had a little look there through turn 13 herself. Is she going to go for it down into the final corner? I think DRS is about to be activated if it's not already. Hayes then down the inside, backs out of it. Rosary, though, goes deep, trying to defend this position. DRS now is enabled, but Hayes then gets the better run out of turn 14 through 15 as well. The little kink onto the straight, and Hayes has got that one done, but Rosary's coming back at her here. It's going to be side by side, and here comes a Haas. A wild Owen appears right in the middle of the two of them. I did not expect to see that come in. Owen thought about it for a minute, backed out, did the smart thing. Rosary holds onto position for now, and we've got a yellow flag out as that's a Ferrari off, that's Legend off, and we've got a VSC.
Yeah, Owen's absolutely flying on this restart, Harry. The medium strategy that I think he's going to be trying to the end of the race. It's going to be very quick compared to his competitors around him. A lot of them, obviously, who started on the mediums will have to go on to a set of hards later on, and that's where he'll look to take advantage. But also, right now, will be quicker than the guys on hards as well. So it seems like the smart option there from the Haas team to put their man onto two sets of mediums to the end.
Yeah, speaking of guys on the hards, actually, we've missed Scar getting past Carito at the front, so Scar now leads the race. It's 5 of the top 6, and what's that, 7 of the top 9, all on the hard compound tyres here. Owen the first of those to have pitted, and he's in 12th, so Owen is in a pretty decent position here. There's kind of 3 groups forming at the front. As you see, we are, I think, about to go back underway. I saw a little flash in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. I thought that was the safety car ending, as Liam and QWERTY and Mash, I think, have all just got drive-through penalties for speeding under the VSC. We've got Scar and Carito, though. They are battling. Carito's going to have DRS here as we head onto the start-finish straight to start lap 7. Is this going to be a change for the lead again at the front? It should be pretty easy with DRS, with slipstream, not even using his battery here is Carito. And now down the inside into turn 1, Carito going to take the lead of this race back. But is Scar going to try and come back at the Ferrari driver into turn 4? This is like 2018, 2019 all over again with a Ferrari and a Mercedes battling at the front here at Bahrain. Scar, though, on this occasion, not quite close enough. He gets so close to the rear end of Carito. As JMC now and Southern are battling Hayes and Owen as well. So Owen now up into P9 as people are serving their drive-throughs. Owen's had a fantastic restart. Southerner, is he going to go for the move on JMC? Into turn 8, down the inside he goes. JMC giving him the squeeze, but Southerner gets the elbows out and gets through, and he goes up into 6th. But JMC is not giving this one up as they go side by side into turn 10, and JMC gets back ahead and now has DRS as well, so he's going to hold on to that one for now. But that was a fantastic little battle, made me absolutely go crazy. My throat is tickling. I'll give it to you for a second, James.
There we go, then we'll carry on with this battle at the front. Scar's just going to look to keep that DRS and just maintain some consistency. Want to keep those tyres nice and cool.
No, he's not. Vapid's going for him, James. Scar cannot sit back. He can't afford to rest because we got Vapid on those mediums. He is now ahead. Sorry, I had to come flying in there because I've seen on the timing that Vapid was going for it. We've got Scar now, though, trying to come back at him side by side. They're both going to have DRS. Scar, though, using that battery to his advantage to get ahead, as Vapid did have the toe from Carito, so I'm surprised he kind of let that one go so easily. But Scar then holds on. He reclaims 2nd place. And but Vapid, I think, might have another look down into turn 4. Yes, he is. So Vapid coming back at Scar. Vapid kind of needs to make progress on these mediums. Probably needs to get Scar and try and get past Carito. And he's done so. He's got one of them. He's got Scar. So Vapid now up into P2. But these 3 at the front have dropped Beast. So they're kind of, if they're clever about it and don't fight quite so hard, they might be able to pull away from Beast.
There might be some famous last words there, Hayes. The gap was 1.8 seconds. Just at the end of last lap, and all that battling, brought Beast right back into it, and not only Beast, Golden Egg Fryer as well, hanging on to the back of that Haas. So it could be a 5-way battle for the lead now. It's, Owen's finally got that move done on Hayes as well, easy if he likes down into turn 1. No fight put up from the Mercedes driver. I think she knows where her race is, and it's not really with the Haas this afternoon.
We got Blaze on Rosary, James, down into turn 11. Round the outside, the McLaren's going to try it, but the Alpha Tauri, very aggressive on the defence, just forcing Blaze to rethink that move. So Rosary holding on to 11th right now. They can't afford to lose too much time because they're getting dropped by Hayes and Owen, who are at the tail end of the point series. Rosary getting a big tank slapper, all out of shape on the exit there. And Beast has now managed to get himself well and truly back in this fight at the front and drop Golden Egg Fryer in the process. So this top 3 turned into a top 4 rather quickly, although, you know, it could change very quickly again, as we've got Blaze then going for the move on Rosary. We've also got Hayes going potentially for a move on Owen down into turn 1. It's going to be side by side between the Mercedes and the Haas, and Hayes gets it done. Is Owen going to try and fight it back, I wonder? Probably, because he is close enough, although he might want to think about managing this battery, because Owen's down to just into the high teens on his battery. Is he trying to go down the inside now? Hayes going to try and hold it around the outside, and she does very well. Gets an excellent amount of grip and traction to hold it around the outside and keep that position.
Yeah, some smart driving there from Beast actually as well, Harry. You mentioned he caught right up to that train. Good use of battery in the last lap, lap 8, just to really catch up to these guys, and now we can just sit behind them and gain a bit of that battery back. The DRS and slipstream is so powerful that it will be a huge advantage to him now being in this train.
Carrito, just to mention at the front, is actually looking pretty good in terms of battery. He's got more than Vapid behind. So
struggling
Carrito,
on the traction a bit though, Harry. I've noticed.
Yeah, we've not mentioned him much, but he seems to be holding his own out front at the moment. So he's having a strong drive so far, the Ferrari driver. Famous last words, I know.
Yeah, Vapid could be going for a move here. He's got a decent bit of battery, but I think the DRS and the slipstream is just going to be too powerful. Really, Carrito, I think should just let him go, to be honest. They're on different strategies. The race will come back to Caruso later on.
Which I think is kind of what's about to happen here. We'll go to Scar to watch this battle. Vapid down the inside into turn 1. Easy move there. I wonder if Carrito is going to try and fight this one back. But the thing we keep noticing as he gets slightly squirmy on the exit there is that generally if people are being overtaken into turn 1, they're not really getting the run out of the first couple of corners to get back at them into turn 4. It's happened on a few occasions now as Beast really closed up to the back of Scar then and got a little bit out of shape into turn 4. So I wonder if he had a little bit of a panic moment there, was worried about hitting the back of the Mercedes and just had a slight little front lockup, perhaps slightly over rotating the car, as Hayes is now closing right onto the back of Big Bag. There we go, we see that first hand as the Mercedes was pretty much in the back of that Red Bull as we went through turn 8. We've got a yellow flag, we've got a Mercedes, that's Scar. Scar's gone round on the exit of turn 10. And that was one of the front runners as well. Scar was looking good.
Yeah, something happened there,
he's going to have to. Oh, he's going to have to rethink his game plan as we've just seen Owen absolutely plough into the back of the Mercedes going into turn 11. Owen pretty much picked the poor fella up after he just had a spin. I can't believe that wasn't more of an incident than what it was. That was bizarre. Owen pretty much ploughing the Mercedes out of the way. That was incredible. Just caught the end of that as I looked behind, and now Owen, Blaze and Scar are all kind of battling as Scar's gone off at the final corner. I don't quite know what's going on with Scar, but he's really slowed down there. Are we going to see a move from Hayes on Big Bag? Scar's left, so he's obviously pretty unhappy about something, whether it's his own performance or whether it's what just happened there with Owen and then subsequently down into turn 14.
This instance really reshaped the whole race, especially at the front, because yeah, it looks like Beast got caught up in that as well. I'm not sure if there was contact or if Scar just lost it on the traction, but Beast now down to 4th behind Eggfryer, who suddenly finds himself up into 3rd place. But that train for the top 5 that there was has now been split off into 2 little packs, and Golden Eggfryer's got about 6 or 7 tenths or so that he needs to catch up in order to regain that DRS to the top 2, who are in a bit of a race of their own now.
Yeah, the other thing to note, I think, as well, is Hayes now 4 seconds behind JMC, so the top 6 really starting to pull away. My controller batteries are low. Hopefully they'll make it to the end of the race, or we get some sort of pause that I can quickly change them over, as we've got Hayes and Big Bag continuing their fight. I want to try and get on board with this because they're going all over the shop through there. And Big Bag then holding on for now to P7.
No battery though for Red Bull driver.
Oh, when he gets a little bit loosey-goosey going into turn 14, perhaps a slight lock-up there on the front. Car was all sliding about with the back looking like it wanted to go out of the corner before the front, and Owen might just make this worse for Big Bag. He's going to lose
maybe
2
even Drastic
places
Blaze
here. Drastic Blaze out of nowhere! Drastic Blaze!
Oh, what a save.
Argy gets those elbows out and gets up past Big Bag, nearly past Owen too. Scar's back in, so perhaps just cooled off slightly and is now back in the race. Vapid is now into the lead. Yeah, Vapid. I've just noticed that on the mini-map. Vapid then on those mediums up into the lead, but he's probably going to be pitting pretty soon, so I don't think that's the end of the world for Carrito. I think Carito should probably be thinking long term here. He's going to have the better tyres and the younger tyres at the end of the race.
Thought it pretty hard considering everything you've just said, but yeah, that gap that they had now, once again, dwindling down because of battling, and Golden Extra and Beast will maybe just be thinking if they can push on a little bit more. They're still not out of the fight for this race win.
No, for sure. Active JMC all over the back of Summoner, trying to get P5 here, but Summoner nearly 2.5 seconds now off of that top 4, so it's looking like, at the moment as it stands, without too much of a ruckus going on in front, it is going to be one of those top 4 that takes the win tonight, but we've seen races completely turn on their head before in SLR. That wouldn't be new to us at all. We've got Carito then. He's now going to resume the lead of the races. Yeah, Vapid hitting from the lead on to the hards. He will go. Where's he going to come out? That'll be interesting to see. We'll take a little bit of time to warm those tyres up, but you can actually drive on cold tyres now in this game. It's not completely useless as it was before. So won't lose too much time, and then he'll start just absolutely rapidly gaining time on Carito, probably a couple of seconds a lap. So when Carito then comes out of the pits, probably in 4 or 5 laps time, you'd imagine Vapid's going to be maybe 5 seconds ahead, something like that, although his progress is going to be stunted slightly because he's battling with Zach on the pit exit, as you can see on the mini-map there. And I don't think he's going to get the position into turn 4 either, because he's just not got the grip on those tyres just yet to go for the move. As we'll try and go on to, again, this battle between Blaze, Owen and Hayes, because they're all pretty close to one another. This is about the closest battle on track other than Vapid and Zach, which is all going on now, in fact, is Vapid and Zach. Is it going to be an around the outside move into turn 9? Yes, it is. Nice move there from Vapid. Goes slightly deep into 10. Probably just those cold tyres, not quite getting the front braking that he would like, but he's got the move done then. And I think even though Zach's got DRS, he's not going to be able to get that back. So Vapid then up into 12th. He's got a second and a half to Liam, and once he's got past Liam, he's got 5 seconds of clean air to get into. So I think Vapid will be fine. He probably won't lose too much time now from the position that he is in. And we can go back now to this battle between Blaze, Owen and Hayes, as we've got another one of the medium runners, JMC, who was running in 5th before Vapid pitted. So both the Alpines in the top 5. Hayes, JMC and Vapid both pitting though. Both gone for the same strategy down at Alpine, going on to the hards, starting on the mediums. Owen all over the back of Hayes still, James.
Another development from the last couple of laps. Sorry, Harry, was Golden Egg Fryer got all out of shape at the end of lap 12 out of the final corner. And Beef managed to get past, and then that gap's just grown and grown in only a lap and a half really since then. Golden Egg Fryer really struggling with the rear tyres, both on traction and under braking from what I've noticed going on board with him. And then we've got Sem down in the pit lane. He says from Golden Egg Fry's stream, it looks like Scar and Beef might have come together on the exit turn 10, and he believes that Scar may have picked up some side pod damage from that.
Yeah, cheers, Sem. So we got Sem inadvertently in a kind of TED role here, providing us with some very useful information, as Vapid then easy overtake on Liam. I mean, he's in 11th now, which is perhaps a slightly more realistic Liam finishing position.
He loves the P11.
And obviously I've jinxed him as well, as that is an early pit stop from Carito then, hitting at the end of lap 14. So Carito going to try and do as many laps, in fact one more lap on those mediums that he would have done on the hard. So that's a bold move, but it could be a race-winning one from the Ferrari. So Beast now takes over the lead of the race from Egg Fryer. Summoner in 3rd, and we got Owen and Hayes still fighting it out. Is Owen going to have a look down into turn 4? He's got the DRS, using that battery, a little bit of slipstream, but hardly any, because he's already past Hayes and back in front going into the braking zone. Easy move there, and that just shows how powerful a bit of battery and a bit of DRS is on this game. But what a fantastic move in terms of, you know, getting that position for Owen, although he's about to possibly throw it all away as Hayes trying to go around the outside into turn 8. That would be a fantastic move if you can get it done, but not quite on this occasion. But yeah, really good for Owen's race because he's probably going to be looking to pit in a couple of laps' time, and obviously he's going to be going onto the same tyres as Hayes. So that is 4th position.
Yeah, Vapid's going to be in some trouble here as well, I think, Harry, because Carito out of the pits, only 1.2 behind him. Got the move on Liam straight away, which was crucial for his race. And now he can just chase after the Alpine. Doesn't need to push too hard, remember, because he has pitted quite early for those mediums. He can just nurse him along a bit, and he should have the pace advantage really for the next 10 laps or so.
Seems like a man on a mission a bit here tonight, Carito then, and is going to quite possibly be within DRS range of Vapid at the end of this lap.
Aggressive Blaze as well, Harry pitted behind, and he had all of his battery left when he pitted. So he could be one to look out for in the latter stages of this race with a lot of ERS to play with.
Hayes into the pits. JMC's just gotten past Zach through turn 13. Zach going to have DRS though on JMC, but I think he's too far behind to think about any sort of move. What we got going on at the front, we've got Southerner now. James has managed to get his way past Golden Egg Fry. So coming into this race as we get into the halfway stage and now the second half of the race. So as you say, Golden Egg Fry is struggling, but Southerner, he's showing that sort of champion-esque kind of ability to sort of just continue to have strong pace throughout a stint here, as these hards are probably coming to the end of their life, or at least their sort of decent working range. So Southern now up into P2 on track. I think that's a net P5, I want to say, or possibly P4. We'll have to see once everyone's
P5,
had their
P4,
pit stops.
Yeah, P4.
Carito then, James, possibly going to look for a move, not quite close enough actually here into turn 11, but he's well and truly now within DRS range of Vapid, and they've got a couple of cars in between them and JMC behind, who's also on hard. So I think Carito's not going to have to worry about both Alpines here, probably just the one that is directly in front of him, just a few meters in front of him, and quite possibly going to be more than a few meters behind him in a very short space of time. Carito braking so much earlier, as is the amount of overspeed that he's just got over Vapid, even though Vapid's on new hards, but Carito on new mediums. Vapid went deep, Carito went through and into the lead before he even got to the braking zone of turn 1, and that could quite possibly be a race-winning move, James.
It certainly could. I think it's pretty clear to see, but Carito just wants to get that move done and pull out a gap. Hope that Vapid can't stick with him here. He's going to try and use those medium tyres to their advantage, obviously in the sector 2. Chicken Rosary's out.
We got Chicken Rosary out of the race. That's in the pits. That's in the pits, but we have also got a yellow flag for QWERTY. So slight heart-in-mouth moment perhaps if you're a Carito fan or the man himself, as that could have really brought some of the guys in front into play. But for now, doing all right.
Vapid's just about holding on, and yeah, just to finish off what I was saying, Carito obviously looking to try and pull out as big an advantage as he can in the sector 2, where the tyres are going to have their biggest impact.
Hazen clock battling James
Sticking to him
over P11, clock on 12 like old softs. They're probably about on death's door. Hayes jobs are good and easy enough move there,
now, I think, clock
down into 11th. So Hayes now making good progress on those new mediums. 2 seconds just under off of the back of Blaze, who's battling now with Egg Fryer, who's getting a little bit stuck behind Zach, you have to say. Egg Fryer needs to get this move done really. Zach on 16-lap-old mediums, still yet to pit. Egg Fryer on brand new mediums, so it could also just be a case of getting those into a working temperature window, but Egg Fryer is going to have this move done, whether Zach wants to give him the place or not. And we've got Blaze coming through though, double slipstream, and he's going to get a double move done by the looks of things. Egg Fryer trying to fight it out down the inside into turn 1. This is a good little battle between the pair of them. Blaze though has the inside line for turn 2, sorry. Through turn 3 they go, Blaze managing to hold it, but Egg Fryer is going to come back at the McLaren, who doesn't have DRS, but not able to get back ahead Egg Fryer, so giving up that position to Blaze, who's on a couple of lap older tyres. Beast has pitted now, come out 3 seconds ahead of Blaze and a second and a half ahead of JMC, who's 6 seconds back from Vapid. Carito nearly pulling a second ahead of Vapid. That would be a very, very big factor in this race if he can do that. We got an AlphaTauri off. That's Marsh. Yellow flag, but still in the race, so shouldn't be a safety car. Yeah, if Carito can break DRS range to Vapid, that could be big. It's looking like a 2-horse race at the moment out front, you've got to say. Just given the 6.5 second gap between the Carito Vapid and JMC.
Yeah, the lap car QWERTY in the way here a little bit, but will help Vapid to stick in the DRS. And now QWERTY's just crashed into the pit wall. That was completely deliberate. I don't know if you've seen that. That won't get it down very well.
I didn't see it. Was it a case of potentially him accidentally going into AI and it crashing, or was it just a drive into? Yeah. Anyway, we won't dwell on that for too long. We've got Clock and Owen both coming into the pit. So Owen has pitted now. He's onto his second set of mediums. He'll be going to the end on those. He's going to drop down outside of the points for now.
Oh, I'm going to guess at Harry's controller might die there. Oh, Owen straight away out of the pits. Taking another 3-second penalty. We'll just carry on where Harry left off while he gets some new batteries. Yeah, Owen with the first 3-second time penalty race this evening. And that could come back to bite him later on as he looks to make up some positions back from obviously that spin that he had right on the first lap of the race tonight.
Thank you. The batteries didn't make it.
To Carito there, but if there had been a safety car for that incident from QWERTY, that would have played beautifully into his hands. But you never know, he could be looking to try that hard to stop strategy. Probably open up for him relatively soon.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I was going to get onto. Obviously, Zach's still yet to pit, but of course, Southerner as well, as you say, still yet to pit. Yeah, the batteries didn't quite make it, but we got some new ones in, so we should be good to the end now. As Beast having a little look down the inside of JMC, thinks better of it. He's now going to get the DRS assistance down this start-finish straight, this long start-finish straight as well. JMC's wiggling about. He's obviously not happy about something, but Beast is just going to... He doesn't care about that. He's taking P4, and he's got the move done. Beast on newer tyres and better tyres. You've got to fancy him to pull away and secure P3, as they've got 7.5 seconds to Vapid in front these two. So it is, as I say, it's looking like a 1-2 for Carito and Vapid as it stands. Southerner is obviously looking for a safety car, because at the moment, I mean, he's just lost so much time on those tyres, staying out as long as he has.
But getting a big advantage later on, though, of course, with the soft tyres.
Not big enough, though, I don't think. Not big enough.
I don't know, he was kind of with Golden Egg Fryer anyway. He's not going to come out too far behind the Williams driver. And with big pace advantage, maybe nick a point for fastest lap as well. That might not be the worst idea. He's probably about the best he's getting.
That, and there is a big gap between Hayes and Scar as well that he'll probably slot into. So he won't get caught up in too much traffic, at least for the first few laps. Hayes, Blaze, I've been saying that a lot because they've been so close to one another for most of this race, and now Golden Egg Fryer then battling all over what is going to be a net P5 once the McLaren of Southerner does finally come to the pits. But it's a stubborn drive from him so far. He's refusing to pit. Those hard tyres are probably calling for help right now, though. 20 laps into this race.
Yeah, big few snaps as he got the power up. Doesn't want them to do that. Just showing signs of tyres that are probably past their usage. Kevin Temp's down nearly on his fastest sector 1 time. Obviously not having DRS like he probably would have done. But oh yeah, big. Oh no, that was just lag. I was going to say big mistake, but he's pinged back to the apex of the corner downhill.
So then at the moment, then the closest battle on track is between Eggfire, Blaze and Hayes for P6, 7 and 8. Although I say that, we've got Owen and Scar battling it out for P9, but pretty easy move for Owen, I think, on 5-lap fresher tyres. Scar, unfortunately, is just... He's been dealt a tough hand, I think, after that incident down at turn 10. when he was in the fight for the win, and now he's looking to hold on really to points, you've got to say, because Big Bag's on 4 lap fresher tyres, only 4 seconds behind, so Big Bag might fancy his chances later on in this race as well.
Yeah, of course with Big Bag comes Let's-Go and Liam as well, so all 3 of those could be hunting down Sky on the closing stage of this race here.
In fact, speaking of Liam, he's getting pretty close to Let's-Go, so this is another little interesting battle we've got going on here. For depending on where Summoner comes out, he probably will come out in fact in P8, but if Summoner dilly-dallies for too long, he could run the risk of coming out within this fight for P11 if he's not too careful. As Liam then, we've got the red light flashing for Let's-Go. I think the red lights might be spelling danger for him as well, as Liam has a little look down the inside. Not on this occasion, so Let's-Go struggling with battery. Liam not much better himself though, might I add. But both of them perhaps looking to get past Big Bag as we head down then into turn 1. Liam, is he going to pull out to the right?
Yeah, smart driving from Liam there.
He pulls out, but in a different sense, and avoids going for the move as Big Bag and Let's-Go. Let's-Go, fantastic move around the outside through turns 2 and 3 to get past, but Liam's getting the double toe, and is he going to go down the inside into turn 4? He kind of half goes for it. Smart to back out if that's what he was going for, because Let's-Go then up to 11, but Liam remains 13th, and we might be getting a bit of a multi-21 here down at Red Bull, as Liam definitely looking the puncher of the two at this current moment in time. Egg Fryer now, James, as well, only a couple of tenths back from JMC, so we could get another move here for P5. I think unfortunately that more traditional strategy of doing the mediums to the hards just hasn't worked out for, you've got to say, either of the Alpine boys, because Beast has pulled 4.5 seconds to Vapid in as nearly as many laps. He's now only, he's less than 3 seconds behind Vapid, who's, to be fair to him, to his credit, has held on to Carrillo pretty well, but Beast is really coming back at them. So Beast in these closing stages could be thinking about it. Someone who's thinking about a move right now though is Golden Egg Fryer, as he pulls out to the right with DRS, a little bit of battery use as well to get that move done on JMC, and it just, yeah, that alternate strategy just looks to be so much better. At this current moment in time, it's Blaze getting a little bit slidey out of turn 2, as he's now joined this fight as well. Brought Hayes with him.
I think P4 could definitely still be on the cards for Summoner.
On fresh softs, he's going to have a big tyre advantage, at least for these first sort of 4 or 5 laps.
Second and lap, I think it's definitely doable. 7th lap,
especially if there's a yellow flag out, and that is for Big Bag. So Big Bag's made Liam's life a bit easier, whether they had it coming together or he just lost the car. But that's meant that Liam's gone through then. Liam's up to 11th and actually pulled a second, on Let's-Go as well, who was ahead of the pair.
Yeah, that might suggest where the contact was.
Yeah, perhaps it does. Clock's got a 5-second for ignoring a yellow flag. Obviously that's something he couldn't avoid.
Yeah, that can be removed, that was just rubbish.
So it's looking at the moment, Beast as well, he's found another second this lap to Vapid. And how's Carrillo looking? Obviously Beast has got 3 lap fresher tyres. Carrillo's not doing fantastic for battery, but he might want to think about using a bit of it to just try and get this gap a little bit bigger, because as soon as Beast gets DRS to Vapid, who's, you know, still less than 2 seconds behind, Beast is only going to be a few tenths away from getting DRS to Carrillo if he can get past Vapid.
Yeah,
so
don't count him out yet.
3 lap older tyres, but he might want to think about trying to just pull a couple more tenths to Vapid while he can.
Gains he's made on fresher mediums are just ridiculous. The amount of drop off that the tyres from Carrillo and Vapid have had compared to pitting a few laps later is pretty immense here.
We've got Hayes and JMC battling again. JMC just managing to defend P5 for now. Drastic Blaze has a little look. He had a cheeky little look there between turns 5 and 6 at the Mercedes. Didn't quite manage to get the move, but that would have been a really down behind as well. Ambitious move. And look at the gap as well though, James, for Beast. He is now within DRS range of Vapid.
Flying. It's a different driver in the second half of the race. I mean, he wasn't slow in the first half, but
I told you, Beast would be one to watch. I told you, I said he'd come P2, and at the moment, that's looking like not a hard bad prediction. I knew he had something in the tank, he's got good race pace. He's generally pretty clean. I say that obviously disregarding our incident we had last night, but he is generally pretty clean, and he could potentially be moving up into P2 in just a few moments' time.
I think if he wants to have a shot at winning this race, he's kind of got to get this one done as quickly as possible. He's going to have a think about a move down the inside, decides better of it, and if he can get a good run here down into turn 4.
Hayes has got JMC just in the background there, so Hayes now up into 5th.
As well.
And yeah, I missed that, sorry, apologies for that, but I was looking at the overtake between Hayes and JMC. So Hayes up to 5th, Beast not quite able to get the run, but you've got to fancy his chances on the start-finish straight as we head on to lap 26. Carrito still got now 2 seconds to Vapid. It's going to come down, I think, to these last couple of laps. It's whether Carrito's still got just enough life left in those tyres to manage that gap to Beast, or whether Beast is going to be able to use those 3-lap fresher mediums to his advantage and get the gap. I mean, Beast has got more battery as well. That's the other thing to note. That's an important factor. Big Bag retiring. He's had enough for this evening. Obviously after that spin earlier on, Legend in the pits again, potentially going for fastest lap. So while one Ferrari leads, the other languish in 15th. It's a weekend to forget for Legend, a weekend to forget for Marsh as well. He's 45 seconds off the back of the aforementioned Ferrari driver right at the back of the field. Zach and Clock fighting for 13th at the moment. If you look at the timing tower on the left, Zach within 6/10 of the Alfa Romeo, the lead Alfa Romeo. Is of course Lembao crashed out on lap 1. And while all of that's going on, we got to move for P2. Beast, easy DRS move past Vapid, and he's now 1.2 behind Carrito and up into 2nd. I told you, as soon as he got DRS, he was going to just, he gained so much time down the straights. I mean, he pulled a gap that was looking at 1.8, 1.7 seconds down to 1.2, purely just by having DRS and a bit of battery at his disposal down the straight, and he's going to get into DRS range of Carrito. I guarantee you he's going to get into DRS range of Carrito, and this is going to make for a really interesting end to this race. Southerner as well, James, up to 8th now, and only a couple of tenths behind his teammate. If Blaze is a good teammate, he'll probably let Southerner go here, and he is. Yeah, Blaze just easing off, letting Southerner go. It's a smart thing to do for the team game. You know, they want to get as many points as they can individually, of course, but in this position, Southerner has a chance at P5, possibly even P4. Blaze, older tyres than the 2 on the mediums around him, probably, and a lot of gap to Owen behind. But Blaze is probably looking at 8th at best. Southerner potentially P4. So that was a smart thing to do. That was good driving from Blaze there. Vapid is actually sticking with Beast, who has now well and truly caught Carrito. So this is going to be a fantastic finish to this race. Get yourselves braced for this one, guys. Beast not going to be anywhere near close enough on this occasion to make a move, as we've got a yellow flag. That's Marsh again, I think, having some sort of incident, as he's perhaps just wanting to go a lap down to end his miserable evening 1 lap earlier as he gets out of the way.
I don't think it's early enough to count out Vapid either. If those cards come back to him at the end, you know, the medium is starting to wear out of the guys in front. He's still in that DRS, still in that train. A bit of action between the top 2, the last lap or so, and he's still right there with him.
Yeah, I mean, all credit to Beast, though, you've got to say. I mean, he had 7 seconds over to Vapid and Carrito. He's pulled that gap down tremendously, and he's given himself a fantastic chance at this race victory. It's been a fantastic, I'm using that word a lot, but it has been a very good drive from Beast. I mean, we've seen drives like this from him in the past, but I think on a new game, you know, a new season, there were some doubts about his pace. Obviously, he's in Div 2 at the moment, former McEwen driver. I think he feels more comfortable here for sure, and he's proving that he can do it. He's still got it, and he's looking at what would be, I'm sure, a very, very big win for him. 2 tenths is the gap, just edging up towards 3. Nearly 4 as they exit the final corner. Coming down though by the millisecond, and it's going to be, for the first time since about lap 15, somebody other than a Ferrari in the lead of the race, as Beast takes the lead, and he gets a bit of a tap for his troubles from Carrito, but it's not enough to spin him, and it's not enough for Carrito to get any sort of advantage out of it. So no harm there, no foul done, although Carrito's having a little look around the outside into turn 4. Is he going to try and get the switch back through 5 and 6? Vapid is still there, as you mentioned, James, only 3/10 back from this as well, but Carrito not quite close enough to get the move back, but he needs to just try and stick within DRS range. They've both got literally identical battery at their disposal, so Carrito, older tyres, yes, but if he can keep within DRS, he's still got a hand to play, I think, in this race.
Yeah, and Moley just putting his driver of the day into the chat, reminding us, of course, to get your votes in now, guys, for driver of the day. For Hayes, from Moley. You've obviously got to look at Beast as well. Any of the top 3 really a good shout. I think Golden Egg Guy's been impressive in Q4 as well. But yeah, make sure to get your votes in for driver of the day.
Hayes having a little look there at Eggfire. This is going to be there's interesting battles here for first and for 4th, and it's going to be difficult really to keep an eye on all of these, as Hayes not quite close enough on this occasion. I'm going to ask you to watch the guys at the between 4th and down, because Carrito is now going for the lead, James, and I can't keep track of both of them. Vapid has just pulled the pair of them pants down, has he? Not quite, because Carrito holds on round the outside at turn 3. I don't know if it was contact there or whether Vapid just got a bit skittish on the exit there, but Beast now back on Carrito, but Carrito on the switchback. Is he going to keep ahead? No, Beast gets better traction on those fresher tyres, holds the move into 5 and 6. Southerner now up to 5th, Active up to 6th, Eggfryer down to 7th, so Eggfryer's just lost 3 positions there. But Beast still in the lead, and Vapid still 3rd, and Carrito still 2nd, despite the fact that they're all jostling for position and all changing position. As this is the last lap as well, I didn't even realise. So Beast 5/10 now is the gap. 4 corners remain. I think this is going to be the race win, all but sorted. Is Vapid going to have one last little look at Carrito? He's got literally no battery though, so I don't think he's going to be able to get the move done. Southerner might have a chance as JMC gets a penalty, and that's going to cost him 6th place. He's going to drop to 8th. Is Southerner going to be able to get the move on Hayes? No, he's not. And we'll go to Beast then, who crosses the line and wins the first race of the season, with Carrito 2nd and Vapid in 3rd. There's only just over a second between the 3 of them. Hayes holds on for 4th. A brilliant drive from Hayes on her Division 2 debut. Southerner, a good recovery to 5th after trying a really sort of left field strategy. Eggfryer in 6th with Blaze 7th. JMC, after just getting that penalty on the last lap, has lost 2 places from it and finishes 8th. Owen manages a couple of points, but I'm sure he'll be a little bit disappointed with how his race went, considering his brilliant qualifying performance. Scar rounds out the top 10 with Liam finishing in his it's like a prophecy. Liam in P11. Zach comes home 12th, so my prediction of Zach getting points didn't quite happen, but again, incidents perhaps out of his control meant that wasn't the case. Clock comes home 13th, a pretty quiet afternoon for Clock, with Kislesko down in 14th, and Legend will be the last of the finishers in 15th. Mash, Big Bag, Quirty, Chicken Rosary and Lembao all failed to make the finish. But it is Beast who wins the first race of this Division 2 season. And if this race is anything to go by, we're in for a fantastic season, James, as Hayes receives the game's driver of the day.
Yeah, and the chat's driver of the day as well, it looks like, for Hayes, coming up from Div 3 and a fantastic debut from herself there, just off the podium. Yeah, what a race though. Beast from out of nowhere to take the win, and what a fantastic last lap as well. Vapid looked like he had it for a second, diving down the inside from third, and then they all shifted back to the same order they started.
Well, I
Carita,
got
obviously the leader for a long time there, probably a bit disappointed coming home in second. But either way, a fantastic start to the season for all of those guys on the podium tonight.
Yeah, for sure. If you could just invite those guys to the party so we can get some interviews going, that'd be grand. Thank you, James. Yeah, I got 2 of the 3 on the podium right. Not in the right order, but still 2 of the 3 right. As it is Beast then from 8th on the grid who wins the first race of the season. The maximum 25 points for the Haas driver with Carito in P2. Started on pole, lost out just at the end there, but still a very, very promising drive nevertheless, with Vapid rounding out the podium in 3rd. Hayes from 11th on the grid finishes 4th. Driver of the day from both the game and the stream by the looks of things, so fantastic drive from Hayes up 7th. Southerner 5th, up a couple of places himself, with Eggfryer just down the 1 in 6th. Blaze comes home 9th, a couple of places gained for him as well, with JMC in 8th. Probably going to be a bit disappointed though, losing out